evening, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. I hope you guys all had a really good Veterans Day. My heart was all over the place today. I watched such beautiful videos with Jim Carrey, and he moves me, and his art moves me, and I love him so much. I watch a lot of stuff with Colette Baron Reed, and found out Stan Lee had passed away, so I just had all this fluctuating energy, but I felt so at peace all day because the messages I'm deciding to put into my heart and brain are stuff that's going to yield the most positive effect. So I stay away from news that gets me excitable, and I plug into the collective flow here and the beauty of that. So before I start, actually tonight our read is going to be about, and I'm very excited, how sexy, appealing, and attractive are you to others? So number 1 is going to be the drum. Number 2 is going to be the flow. Number 3 is going to be magic. Number 4 is going to be the witness. And number 5 is going to be the mystical shaman. And while you're looking at those and getting an idea of what you'd like to choose, I want to put my shout outs and my thank yous to some of my tribe family that I love. First of all, I want to thank my darling, darling friend Madison, who is providing this beautiful backdrop. And these cards we'll be using later as well. The miniature Gustav Klimt deck. They're so beautiful. Look at this deck. It comes in this little box with this tiny book, and I love him. He's one of my favorite artists, and I've never had a miniature deck, so when this arrived I was literally doing somersaults of joy. So Madison, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're so sweet and generous. She also had sent some other beautiful oracle cards that we're going to be using again soon. She always goes into my little wish list on Amazon and picks me out prizes, and I really appreciate it, especially my birthday month. So you are the bomb. And I also want to have a shout out and a hug to two of my girls, Stephanie and Sandrine. I know you guys are in sort of gentle, needing like gentle, loving care and kindness in your realms right now, because you're all you're undergoing changes and realizations, and sometimes it becomes lonely when we think people are there for us and they're not, family members, friends, or whatever, and that support system isn't there. And I need you guys to know that I'll always be there for you. You're part of my original 8. I always feel your energy every day. I like to check in with you and see how you're doing, and just let you guys know that the magic is surrounding you. Your guides are there to help you. Everything is all will be well, and things will be calm. We're all going to go through fluctuations, right? But again, we realize that everything's temporary. So a hug out to you guys. So anyway, I hope you guys have made your choice. And again, thank you, Madison, for this beautiful black drop. When we first put this in, it looked like the cards were hanging off of the trees in the night sky. So beautiful, right? Okay, so we're going to start with 1, the drum. Again, how sexy, appealing, and attractive are you to others? And the reason I'm going so love heavy and sexy and all these things lately is because it's really what the viewers want right now. We're getting into party and holiday season, so everybody has fun, high expectations for things, and it's so lovely. And we're just going to go out there. But before I start, I want to say too that, you know, it's funny how labels used to be to encourage people to think certain things were sexy. It was, you know, definitely wrapped around grooming, tight or snug clothes, heavy makeup, big hair, all those things. But I want you guys to know, for how it really works is sexiness is 100% in the eye of the beholder. And we're going to go through and we're going to find out who does what. I get certain hits, and it's going to say what your dynamic aspect is that you have, because it's each individual, right? Some people have a beautiful physical attribute, whether hair, legs, something like that. Some can be in their eyes. It can be cerebral, because we've got a brain. Let's use it, right? Humor counts huge. All that stuff. Sometimes it's really crazy stuff like athleticism. It is all in the eye of the beholder for sure. So let's see what's going on with the drum and what appeals to that for you. Oh, the wheel. And 5 of Wands. And then we're going to have a tiny Gustav Klimt card in the middle, because I love and adore them. 6 of Cups. Look at that. Look at that cute card. I love it so much. Okay, so let's see what sort of energize I'm getting from this. You guys remember this guy? He wanted to come in and say hello and provide some silver rain for you guys, and probably attract the winter who will destroy the world as we know it. Yeah, and again, I'm going to keep the gold bar on whatever we're working on, because I'm finding sometimes I get ahead of myself. So again, this is the energy I'm feeling right now with this particular group. Wow. Yes. Okay. Yeah, your attributes and what people are seeing with you for sure. Okay, yeah. Six cups, you're emotional. Yes, this is, I feel like this is for sure the eye contact people, because it's not just with your partner. Looking at everyone you're interacting with squarely in the eye won't only just boost your own self-confidence, but it'll get people to see you in a confidence control, which translates to sexy. It really, really does. So you guys are the eye contact people. And this is another thing. I like this a lot. You're also, you have a dynamic attractiveness, which is more about your upbeat attitude, having your expressive eyes. And this is super associated with sex appeal because it critically boosts your personal charisma. When you lean in and you're actively engaged with your eyes and your attitude and your je ne sais quoi, and you're just in it and you're actually just engaging with this person and you're close and there's enthusiasm for life, you know what I mean? Joie de vivre, as opposed to these people like, I don't care, that'd be alright. And they're basically just like pod skins of people. They don't even have heart, soul, or vibrancy. They just exist to consume. You know those types, right? I don't like to get into that because it gets like upsetting, because I feel like how empty-headed does the male or female species have to be attracted to someone just because they look good in something tight, but they're vacuous, silly, empty-headed, and a lot of times cruel, right? So this group definitely, and I'm going to pull you. Here's one more thing too. I feel like this group, you have a natural sense of humor as well. That's huge. We're not talking about razor sharp wit that you always have to work at, because none of this is what we're talking about, work or takes effort. This is stuff that comes with your natural ease and who you are, because what we're not trying to be in the world is someone who has to be noticed or is attention seeking, right? It's just something that oozes from us naturally, that charm, that love. That I love people to go into any relationship with a beginner mindset. You know what I mean? Someone who doesn't have to know everything. You don't have to know everything about the world. You're not spewing facts. You're not rehearsing jokes. It's just coming from you like a child. Their natural charm that rubs off on you because you're just who you are and you're authentic. And that's what's charming and that's what's sexy. When you're just comfortable in yourself and you're not trying, that's sexy as hell. And also your generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there's more than enough to go around. Aww. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who does not do the wave. Absolutely 100%. You're just natural. You're in the flow of things. You're, the word I keep hearing louder and louder, and I'll explain it, is you're actively participating. That means you're not rehearsed. You're not just doing something for kudos and attention. You're in the moment. You're absolutely 100% engaged with who you're engaged with, and that's very sexy and attractive. So that's you guys. Very beautiful. And I'm going to quick pull you an animal spirit card, because I'm super, where are they? I'm super into these lately, and I find them so beautiful. So yeah, the stag spirit, I love this. Take the lead. Yeah, sometimes initiate what's going on. You know what I mean? We don't have to sit back in our life and wait for somebody to approach us. Another thing that I read a very short while ago in the research that I was doing is that men and women both like when somebody has a confidence to initiate first contact and ask someone out. They love that. That is seen as uber sexy due to the fact that you're exuding confidence in that moment when you're doing that. So keep that in mind, okay, you guys? Yes, just be the confident, sexy person that you are. Very good. And remember, generosity too. That's high on the charts. People love kindness and generosity. And these are some of the things you're definitely known for. Now, I want you to comment down below, too, if any of this rings true. And just give me a situation, you know, and tell me what about you resonated with this, too. And if you guys are new, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and press the little notification bell, too, so you'll know when all the new videos are up. And all my links are below in that little gray arrow. If you press that, all my links to my private reads, the Patreon page. Again, I want to thank you people for contributing to that. It's very lovely. It's very helpful for us to get our oracle cards made and up our game with our lighting and all that kind of jazz. So thank you very much. Yeah, take the lead, you guys. That is definitely a message. You're ready. You know what I mean? Get out there and get brave. So next we're going to go on with the flow. Love these. I was just watching Colette Baron read. I love her new little tutorials and stuff on there, because I own quite a few decks of hers. And I would read the books, but what I would do too is sort of gather my own information and feel how I physically felt when I saw this card and the words that came to my mind as well. Because what comes to your mind with the word flow, right? Mine is just That is a freedom. That is a flow. That's like a river. We don't have to always fight and struggle. We can just flow with life and watch occurrences. We don't always have to engage with things we don't need to engage with, right? So let's see what's going on with this group. The Tower. Very interesting. And King of Chalices. Yep, I feel like this too. You guys are completely earthy. What the heck is going on there? Scoozy. Some of these cards I've never seen, and I'm like, ahem. So this is not rated G right there. We've got some stuff going on for sure. I'm like, hold on. I'm just dealing with like all these cutesy little animals and hippos and this, and it's like, that's quite a little, look at the difference of that. But yeah, with the Tower moment, you absolutely have to have that. And I believe this is part of your sexiness and your appealingness and attractive to others. You are someone who is not going to sugarcoat things and cover it up. You're going down to the foundations big time. You're tearing down any of those facades. You're 100% authentic. And that is hugely, hugely sexy with people. And I feel like part of this is with you guys, you have a really good sense of humor. And again, I was saying too, you know, you put people at ease. Everybody loves a good sense of humor. You don't feel like you have to be a joke or an entertainer, but you see humor in things, which lightens things. So many people add so much brevity to a situation where it doesn't have to be. Everything doesn't have to be so heavy and profound. And when people do that, it's very attention seeking because they just want to start spewing facts. Who gives a crap that you know when people landed on the beaches of Normandy and so on and so forth, unless it's intrinsically attached to some kind of meaning that you're trying to get across. Nobody cares that you know about a bunch of dates and facts, and we know those people, right? So your humor adds some grace and lightness to that. And another thing that is about you that is very cool is you don't assume that showing more is sexier. You've heard it before, right? Showing tons of skin doesn't always translate into sexy. Booty shorts, skin tight clothes, insanely low tops, they can actually make you look less sexy, like you're trying too hard. Nothing screams desperate like trying too hard, and you've got that. You love your body and you want to show off parts of it, but you understand that arms and shoulders are enough to one degree, then just legs to another degree. But you're not trying to dress like you're going to the whatever that music awards show where everybody's half naked all the time. You know what I mean? You don't have to have this going on to be sexy. Everything is so over the top and muchness now that nobody's even shocked. They're kind of irritated by it. From what I've read in articles and research I've been doing, people are so over the whole Kardashian factor of here's my ass in your face 24/7. We know that's not sexy. You know that's not. And your little bit of skin while being confident is very, very sexy. I feel this group knows that less is more, and they have a good handle on that. Also, I feel like you guys wear very tailored, excellent clothes. You know things that are boxy or too long or ill-fitting aren't really in your wheelhouse, and you know that when clothes are form-fitting and they fit well, that's very attractive. You're taking the time for stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I feel too that you guys invest in a few chic pieces. You know what I mean? You really like a good leather jacket or something like that. That's really nice. Also, I feel like you guys know how to undo yourself a bit. You know what I mean? You're a little more laid back. You don't have to have every tendril of hair in place. You know, there's a loose, carefree sexiness about you for sure. Yeah, this group, you have a laid back air, which is very attractive. Let's get a little Gustav Klimt card. Look at me. I'm like trying to get some that would make some sense here. Oh, look at that. Queen of Wands, beautiful. Oh, this is another thing that people find very sexy and appealing about you. You do have a very regal appearance. I'm feeling you have a very beautiful walk. You conduct yourself gracefully in terms of speech where you have to be. You use the appropriate speech, body language in the appropriate place. And that is very sexy for people that can let loose. You can swear in a bar, be funny, be silly, and do all that. However, if you're in a corporate setting, you know how to conduct yourself and act professionally. And this fluctuation and natural scope of self is very, very attractive to people. You know what I mean? You're not like you don't put yourself above anybody, but you have the capability to be extremely well spoken and professional when the need arises. But you can also go down and play football and still be as radiant and beautiful as everybody. You know what? I feel like you radiate a natural brightness to you. And your thought processes are quite clear. You know what I mean? You're not a people pleaser. So you know from whence you came. You know what I mean? You're like, you know where you came from. You're not trying to embellish your life. You're not trying to be more. You're not trying to be extra. You're just, you kind of glide through life with just a sense of fun, purpose, but lightheartedness, knowing who you are and what you're about. And that's extremely, extremely sexy to people. So let's see. What is your card all about? Oh, this is so cute. Oh, I love this card. Look, follow your heart. So you guys, it says, I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that my GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get what I want, I know that's because some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Absolutely. And what I've been learning this week too is really practicing patience, because I'm realizing now with when I think in the theory and the reality of I have all the time in the world, I just do, and so will you. When we have to put in patience, limitations, box something in, create a vacuum with it, and we need more, we need it faster, what happens is we put blockages in that. We're not going to manifest that. That's not going to happen at any rate soon when we have a sense of urgency or lack of, right? Just think we already have what we need, and anything else is friggin' butter on the popcorn, right? We don't need more. Just like the sexiness factor. We don't need to overdo it. Just beautiful set of shoulders or legs out there at one thing at a time, using of our sense of humor, knowing who we are is beautiful. And that's your group. Wow. Yeah, you guys are really well placed in your life, and you have a congruence with what you say, what you do, and what you feel, which is lovely. That you are in the flow of that. That's very beautiful. So if you guys are new, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and also the little bell down below as well. That will give you all the notifications of the new videos. And if you go to the little gray arrow in the bottom right, that'll connect you to all my links for everything from PayPal, everything that you need if you want to donate to the channel. If you want to go on Patreon and see what's up there, we post new videos for there every day. Even if you only have, if you're a $1 contributor a month, you get videos nobody else sees, tutorials, all this cool stuff. So it's really neat. Go check that out. And then all my links to private reads as well. So stay in the flow, you guys. You really have a nice, just sort of acceptance of self and others, which is beautiful. So now we're going to move on to magic. I bet the majority of you chose that. Could you please comment down below if you chose magic? Because I don't know why that particular word, has always attracted me my whole life. I love the word magic. I like its connotations. It's endlessness. It's beauty. It's potential, right? I mean, with this, right after that, I love anything that has to do with shamanism and mystical shaman, but magic has always attracted me. Not that crazy abracadabra crap, like that, but the regular magic. So let's see what's going on now, too, for the magic group, which I do feel like you guys are going to have the majority of the thing. So yeah, just comment, too, which ones you chose. I'm very curious, because I feel like this is going to be a very high number. Oh, and I want to say a fond farewell to Stan Lee. He passed away, and as we know him, he's the Marvel guy, that lovely, lovely 95-year-old genius. So adorable. Okay, so let's see what's going on with you. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, first of all, I'm hearing very loudly, you guys, your sex appeal and attractiveness comes from your courage to stand your ground. You set firm boundaries. You have a very strong, powerful belief system. And guess what? You stand your ground. Anybody questions that or starts spouting dogma and bullshit or any of that stuff and tries to be attention seeking, and I know this and that, you come from a lovely beginner's mind that is like, you're happy to learn anything. You'll take from each religion and each place. I feel a lot of you are into esoteric. You're very mystical, so you believe in everybody as a big consciousness, as a sharing spirit, as a unified group. So when somebody comes at you with their tight aspect of religion or exclusion of others, you stand your ground and you go, yeah, I don't think so. That is very sexy and appealing to other people around. People like somebody that has a courage of their convictions, and they'll take a stand for what they believe. 10 of Swords. This is another aspect. When you can appear so beaten, but you are never down. You can take a lot. You have had, I feel like this group has had a lot of resistance and hard things in their lifetime that has occurred to them in terms of job loss, maybe bankruptcy, family loss, illnesses, and you just keep going. You have a resilience that is so appealing and sexy to others, because I feel like you're that, who is it? Like Julia Roberts in a lot of her movies, where she just takes knock after knock after knock, but she has that human drive and spirit that is like, wow, it just picks her back up on her feet. You just get back up. You keep fighting the good fight. You keep defending what you believe in. And then you get to this aspect where you are now the king of fire. You are the king of fire, that now you make your own rules. You're now your own boss. You are now the person that's directing your future. You know what? We know our vocations choose us in the end anyway, right? If we want to go after what feeds our passion and our love, that is who we are. We're either the magician or we are the king of fire, the king of wands. We're calling the shots. That's super sexy and appealing to others because you know who you are and what you want out of life, and you're not accepting less, and you're not saying that's fine, and you're not going to accept anything less than the best for yourself in terms of you set your boundaries, people cross them, and then they're dismissed because you've learned from the past. You've had a lot of hardships and you're not going to stand for it anymore. And that comes along with your new little teeny tiny clipped card, which is the Ace of Wands. Look at that. Yeah, you're going to be facing some new beginnings, and you're going to have a lot of new suitors coming in because of this strength that you have going for you. You're building this momentum, and it's causing mass like magnetism in you, and people are just you have just a fluid flow to you that's very calm and beautiful, and you're kind of on like this hero's journey of discovery, and it's beautiful, and it's attracting suitors, and you know who you are, and you're well placed to receive these people. And here's your little manifestation card, friendliness. Oh, adorable. Look at that. So this says, whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money works as well. Isn't that cute? I love that. Yeah, that is one of the ways that I can turn my day around. If I find that I tend to rush myself. That's my one thing that I think I can say drives myself nuts. I can press the refresh button on anything, but if I feel pressed for time, if I slow down and smile at people, I get that like, who cares? You'll get things done. Who are you doing these things for anyway? And you know you have enough time. And then I get back into that healthy mindset of there is enough time, space, and stuff for everybody, right? More into that king headspace of, hey, I'm the fire that fuels my own destiny. I don't have to look at some clock to tell me what's what, right? That's you guys. Beautiful. So if you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it, ding, 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 and the notification button as well, so you can get all the notifications when the new videos are up. And all my links are directly down below if you press on the gray arrow, so you can get my all my reading information down there for private reads, the Patreon donation, all the things that you need to know are directly down below, Magic. Again, remember to comment. I want to know if you chose this card, because I am guessing that 70+% of you guys have. I just have this feeling right now. It's very funny. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the witness. Okay, so in terms of witness, let's see what's going on with you guys. And remember too, when we're out there in the world just existing, and when we're moving in a purposeful manner, and your life is purposeful, and that only should be what that pertains to you. You know what I mean? We're all awakening to certain aspects of ourselves, and our thoughts are sort of going to navigate us, right? So if we decide how we're going to behave, are we going to be upbeat, cheerful, and happy, which is one of the biggest appealing attractors to anybody, right? When a genuine smile, anything of that nature, because think how you feel when you're greeted with like a scowl on someone's face. You don't feel, not only do you not feel attracted to them, but you feel a little bit put off by them, right? It's not a fun way to be around. But remember too, when we always make eye contact, that's it appears you're confident and in control, which you'll feel that way. You'll just, your physical self and mental self will start to work in congruence. When you're looking at someone, when you're smiling, that then you're mentally starting to really feel that way, and vice versa. And all your physical and mental are going to come together. So let's see what's going on for you guys in terms of your appeal. Very cool. Let's see what's going on. So 3 of Swords, Knight of Swords, and 10 of Wands. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you've got a lot of fire there. You have a culmination of fire. I feel right now you guys are actually pulling in some potential new mates with all the fire behind you right now. And the Knight of Swords, the Knights, a lot of times I like their energy because I always believe when they're in a read, I feel there's always some kind of integrity driven force with them. You know what I mean? It's all about authenticity and integrity. And that is one of your high sexiness and appeal factors, that you mean what you say and you say what you mean. You talk the talk, but you also walk the walk, and you're big for the underdog. You've been through past battles in love, and you're learning from that. Instead of being like, all guys are jerks, all females are bitches, all this and that, you don't have any generalities. You realize to each his own. Each individual person and entity is an energy that creates a reaction with somebody else. But right now, instead of reacting to things, you're simply you're observing, you're stepping back and you're observing before you go out, and it's and you're very purposeful in everything you do. You're going to take, you're now radiating this calm, observant. Like I like to equate this sort of in Fantastic Mr. Fox, that cool little nephew, Christopher, that has all these skill sets, but he's chill as hell. But you know what I mean? He's a natural athlete. He's all these things. I feel like you have all these abilities, but you're not out shouting them from the rooftops. Yet people already know through social media or whatever that you have these skill sets, whether they are in martial arts, whether they are in sports, baseball, you're a prolific reader, you have a certain understanding of something, you're quite an amazing esoteric, whatever it is. You don't have to shine your own light and toot your own horn. That you resonate this brightness, and it's very, very attractive to people. You have a lot of dynamic attractiveness. You know what I mean? You have a positive effect on people. You employ a really upbeat attitude. You have, again, you have a beautiful, expressive face. Yeah, it's really cool. This is crazy. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm hearing, this is weird. Okay, well, scientifically, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a lot of glands on a wrist. So when you show your wrist, you emit your pheromones, and it actually triggers attraction in others. That's why when they say too, a lot of when you uphold your palms up, that's showing a trusting, open attitude. So a lot of times people aren't necessarily going to be telling you an untruth. If their hands are out to you and their wrists are up, it's very exposure laden, right? And it's open-handed. Your honesty, that's another trait that people find very sexy and attractive in you. But I feel like with doing that, you expose your wrists, and again, it emits a lot of pheromones. So if you guys ever want to really start to see if you attract on an energetic and sexual level with somebody else too, really expose your wrists and your neck, things like that that show vulnerability, because our bodies are consistently exchanging information with one another through chakras. And yeah, that's very, very attractive. Again, you're another person that you realize you don't have to constantly be in social media and trying to have all these formulated pictures to try to appear sexy. That works an opposite effect in a great deal. Think of the Kardashians, how they just consistently, here's my ass, here's my boobs, here's this and that, right? It's like old news. You've seen it so much that now it just aggravates you, and you realize that all that social media attention grabbing ho-ness is like old news, that you'd rather be hiking somewhere, doing something with your animals, stuff like that. Yeah, we want to connect with others and show them what we're actively out doing and stuff, but it's not about look at my legs and my tight shorts and things like that. That's what makes you sort of a cut above a lot of other people, is you've experienced love and loss, and you realize it's not about flesh. It's more about having a lovely sense of humor and just being a cool person, you know what I mean? And here's why. And here's your crowning card, which is actually, I love that. Oh, look at that. I want to make sure it comes in really clear because it's so beautiful. The Queen of Wands, which is the Queen of Fire. And the Queen of Wands, being the Queen of Fire, is a very natural, relaxed person. She ignites her own flame through her own journey and her own destiny, knowing that she is enough. She's complete. If you want to come along for the ride, you are welcome. But guess what? You're not necessary. But once you're there, there's a beautiful melding of energy, then hell yeah, she's going to keep you around. Seriously, that's what it's about. If you want to come, you better be a cool cucumber, because we don't have time for jealousy. We don't have time for any control issues whatsoever. And being a fire sign like a Sagittarius, any of those people, they hate tight constrictions or jealousy or people trying to control you. Once they try to restrict you, a Sagittarius will jump over that fence and run away faster than anything. So comment if you're a fire sign and you feel that way, because I am curious. I'm a Sagittarius, and I know as soon as somebody tells me I can't do something, I'll just do it just to prove that I can. Or they tell me, oh no, that's a parameter you're not allowed to breach because I say so. I will burn everything to the ground right then. I can't help it. It's intrinsic. No matter how enlightened I feel like I'm ever going to become, I'm still going to have a beginner's mind and know that there's more to learn, especially in that. I know that is my dark impulse. If somebody tells me no, I immediately am going to switch that to a yes. Who are people to judge or put any kind of barriers on anybody, right? Nobody. That's your life. That's your magic you're out there getting, for sure. So that's you guys, the witness. Beautiful. Let me know what you think about that too, especially if you're a fire sign. Hilarious, right? Oh, wait. You guys didn't get your fun, card. You got to have that or life isn't worth it. Your affirmator. Look at your affirmator. Woo! Personal growth. As I move towards greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they help me get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except for when I am making bike analogies. Oh, that's lovely, you guys. Okay, so that's you. So use all this good energy and just, once we're comfortable in our own skin, I feel like that's the main message of this group. You're comfortable in your own skin, so you're going to garner affection and adoration wherever you go because you are who you are and you're comfortable with it, which is beautiful. All right, you guys. So that's you. If you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it. Press. And press that bell as well. That'll give you notifications of all the new videos. And don't forget to comment too. What's going on with you and so far, and how's your day going? Because I love the chit chat with you guys. Just the best. And all my links are down below for private reads or any information you need in that regard. Patreon, my jewelry, anything. It's all right down there. Just click on the little gray arrow. And now we're going to move on to the mystical shaman. Let's see what's going on with you guys. I love that. When I first saw that card, I was like, oh, I just love that. And I was just watching Colette Baron read too, all her things and stuff. She does a lot of tutorials for people, especially with these cards. So you guys, I can't recommend this highly enough. If you go onto YouTube and go under Colette Baron Reed, she's currently doing these fantastic tutorials on all her cards, and I use a lot of her cards. Her messages are beautiful. She's a very profound, connected woman. I believe she's so authentic and so intuitive, beautiful, balanced, lovely woman. So go check her out, you guys. I'm sure you already know who she is. But again, she's a co-creator in these cards. She has a fantastic artist. Yeah, she's one of the reasons I really got into this was like, I remember just years ago looking at some of her stuff and then being interested. And that's too, when you're at the beginning of receiving messages and you're not sure what they are, these intuitive hits, you think it's your subconscious, you think it's a bunch of things. She sort of paved the way for people to know, hey, it's acceptable to understand the flow of energy and how to be part of the collective. Ooh, Hangman. Again, are you appealing and effective? Knight of Cups. Yeah, I'm hearing this very strong, and I want to say this before I get into the story of the card. You're found very appealing and sexy, and your strong part is your generosity. You have a generosity and a kindness of heart, and you're willing to let other people. You are very inclusive. You want everybody around you to be in on it. You're not hello Sharon, hello Bob, hello Chris, and then you leave out Brian. You know what I mean? Everybody gets a hello. Everybody gets a smile. You're all inclusive. You know that your cup is full and you're a generous person. You have enough time and energy because you regulate yourself. You don't just go out in some crazy blaze. You regulate yourself, and you have a very kind heart that's very attractive. Another thing too that's super attractive about you is you can stand back and observe. You don't always have to actively participate in an argument, in a feud, in one-upmanship, all those things. I feel like this pertains to at work especially. People find you very appealing and sexy because you have a quiet strength about you. You can observe things, but you don't have to just say somebody's talking about the good old days of what they did in school for sports or achievements. You don't have to say, oh, by the way, I placed first in states in gymnastics. I did this and that, and I have this, that, and everything that you've ever done, because you're not trying to one-up people. You simply like just listening to other people's accomplishments. That's super appealing. I can't tell you when people think it's more attractive that you get out there and you state your resume of accomplishments, that's not necessarily attractive. That can be very off-putting. And I'm someone who really tunes into people's not only how they verbally convey a message, but everything that goes into it, the aggressiveness that can be part of their physicality when they're trying to do that. They're really trying to push their agenda of how wonderful they are, and when people do that, it works to the opposite effect, and you know that. So you hang back and you just let others, you know, what they think is seeking glory and getting all the attention is a very short-lived hurrah, and it's really in their own head because they're glorifying themselves. You know, you don't have to be in the spotlight for any of that. You're a rather more quiet, dignified approach to those things, which is very sexy to others. You're also with the King of Pentacles things. You know what you're about. You know that you don't have to compete with others. You know you are who you are, and you're your own unique entity. And I feel like this is funny. I feel like you are the ones that also initiate sex more. You know what I mean? You're very sexy in that sense. You know, you imply to your partner that you enjoy it, and that's a huge turn on to them too. And I feel like when you like sex and you're not shy to talk about it too. And if you're ladies, I feel like you like to wear heels, and you know they make clothing hang better. There's something that turns heads with a certain sound of shoe hitting the floor too. I know in different business elements that I've been in, I would watch whose heads would turn by certain shoes hitting the floor. You know, when you get those new boots, if they're really well made, they have that hard heel, those riding boots. I tend to wear those a lot, and they make a very distinct sound on the floor. It's very different from some high heels that make like a click, 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 click. They all sound different, right? Some are very irritating if people have a very loud walk, but because I'm clairaudient, I'm very tuned into acoustics and how that sounds, but nothing will turn a man's head faster than the sound of a very delicate heel on a floor. It's so weird. It's something that is just ingrained. It's the way also it creates a curve in the body as well when you wear that. So yeah, I feel like that's very, very, very cool. Another thing too, I feel like you guys are very natural. You let your natural scent do the work. I feel like you do like certain oils of vanilla and things like that, but you don't try to overpower things with the flower bomb from Viktor Rolf or whatever. You don't try to overdo it. In fact, some of those scents make you rather ill. You like very natural things, patchouli, pine, lemon, all natural scents, and that's very sexy. Very cool. Here's another thing too. You like to challenge yourself. You walk with an air of confidence anyway, but you'll take something more advanced, some advanced class or whatever, because you want to challenge yourself. You don't care about looking good amongst the mediocre. You want to challenge yourself. You don't care if you constantly have a beginner's mindset. You want to learn. Super, super sexy. Shows you're comfortable in who you are. That's lovely. Let's get you a little Gustav mini thing too. Oh, Knight of Wands. Look at that. Look at that card. Isn't that so cool? Yes, I love that. So with the Knight of Wands, this too, I feel like, again, you have a lot of fire behind you, but it's like a quiet fire. You know that you live, I keep hearing above board, which is a true compass north node to me. That just means that you speak the truth, you move with the truth, you understand things with clarity because you're not convoluted with any kind of garbage. That's very appealing to others, and that's just how you live your life. You know what I mean? True north. I keep hearing true north. Your compass is set in the right direction. You're very moral. And here's your fun card. Look at this. Woo! The Affirminator. Let's see what it has to say. Options. As I open to the abundant possibilities of my life's path, I remember that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet, and I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts. Like, you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. Look at that. I don't even know what's in that thing. I think there's some shrimp and chocolate and a drumstick. Oh yeah. So that's you guys. Yeah, variety. Another thing, variety is the spice of life for you. You know what I mean? You like to change it up. You like to change your hair. You like to change your nail color. You wouldn't be called someone who dresses one way. So one day you can be preppy, then you can be sporty, then you can be funky, then you can be goth. You can be whoever you want. You realize that you have no restrictions here over on the Mystical Shaman, and that's beautiful. So that's you guys. Congratulations. I hope you're having a great Veterans Day. Don't forget to press like and subscribe if you're new. And Also, the bell as well, so you get the notifications when the new videos are up. And all my links are down below for private reads, my Etsy store, Patreon, donations, anything, you guys. I want to thank you because you know that I'm co-creating the Oracle cards right now with Elaney. And yeah, we're trying to when we get to the printer, there will be some expense, probably, you know, in the thousands. So I really appreciate every little bit that you guys are contributing. And you that are going to the Patreon page, I'm letting everybody know right now too, there's going to be tons of videos that nobody else gets to see. I've been putting a new one in there every day on fun different topics. There's tutorials, there's all kinds of stuff. And that's only for $1 a month. So there's cool stuff going in there. So check it out. All right, you guys, lots of love and keep on being you. Very cool, you group right here. Love it a lot.